The biggest change I made to my diet wasn't just about the food I put inside me, it's also how the food is prepared and who cooks it. I'm Seb, I'm a qualified PT and nutrition coach, and I live with Crohn's disease. And my aim is to help people with IBD navigate their dietary choices to reach a point of health and wellness. Now, I want to talk to you about eating out in this video because, as the title suggests, I actually think that cooking your own food is one of the best things that you can do for your own health generally, but particularly with IBD. It's actually a really vital tool that you can use to mitigate any sort of reactions to food that you might have. Now, restaurants or eating out is often quite a risk for several factors. Food can often be outsourced in these places, so especially if it's a chain, that food will often be prepared somewhere in some sort of warehouse or factory, and then it gets dished out to all the branches. And because of that, they often have long sell-by dates, or they've got chemicals inside them to make them last longer. Either way, they're foods that generally aren't going to do us any favors. And then on top of that, you've also got poor cooking methods and oils that are used. So I've personally worked in kitchens, and a lot of the oils that we used to use were industrial sort of vegetable oils and things like that. Whereas obviously if you're cooking at home, you're going to use something much healthier. So generally, these are the reasons why, as a person with IBD, we might want to avoid eating out to the excess. Now, the shift you can make is starting to prep and cook your own food. Now, the reason why this is so powerful is because you get to select your own ingredients, so you can choose exactly what you're putting into the meal. You don't have to say, well, I want that chicken wrap, but it comes with those other bits in it that I'm going to have. You can make it entirely as you want and make it entirely friendly for your gut. The second part to this is not only that you get to choose ingredients, but you get to choose how it's cooked. So in the UK, where I am, there's quite a lot of fried food, and oftentimes for me to go out and get, say, a chicken dish or something like that, there is often a lot of fried food, and that's something I always try to avoid. I don't really consume fried foods, A, because they're incredibly unhealthy, but B, because they also wreck your gut. So it's very hard for me to go out and eat anyway for a lot of dishes. So being able to control how things are cooked and the oil which you cook them in is massively important. So for this reason, being able to cook your own food and take control of all the variables not only allows you to eat healthier, but it also changes your tolerance, because if you're constantly going out and you're reacting to food, you might not actually be reacting to the food. You might be reacting to specific chemicals within the food that are then driving an immune reaction. And this leads you to believe that you can't eat specific foods. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe if you start to cook them, you'll realize, actually, I can tolerate a lot more than I could before. And actually, cooking your own food will then provide you the ultimate food freedom, which you might not have been able to experience because you're constantly eating out and constantly getting reactions as a result. So for this reason, guys, cooking your own food is one of the best things you can do if you've just been diagnosed with IBD. Not only will it make you healthier, but it will make you a great cook in the process. And like I say, long term, you can build on this, you can learn to cook more dishes, and your palate, your available foods, should start to widen. If you're stuck with IBD and you need help identifying your triggers or implementing a strategy for food long term that will help you regain your gut health, please drop me a DM or reach out to me on my website, where I offer free consultations. I'd love to help you out.